So today I'm going to be talking about basically how to identify patterns, how to come up with the next numbers and patterns, and then how to model patterns. But first off, these are just 4 kind of basic patterns on the board. We're going to start with the BLT one, right? If I'm making a sandwich with bacon, lettuce, and tomato, and I have them in this order, if we're following the same pattern, what goes next on the sandwich? Who can say it?
Lettuce.
So I heard tomato, I heard lettuce.
Lettuce.
Lettuce? Everyone says lettuce? Why lettuce?
Because it's bacon, lettuce, tomato.
I look, bacon, lettuce, tomato.
Go ahead.
And then, so down top, it's tomato.
Right? That's fair. Anybody else?
Yeah.
You guys are right that it's lettuce, but I'm curious why. Why do we know that it's lettuce?
So if you look at lettuce, right, and you look at tomato, and if you go back down to second lettuce, tomato. So if you go back down to, you see like the second lettuce?
That one or that?
No, that one.
Okay.
It says tomato. It should be lettuce here.
Because, yeah, that sounds right. And also, the lettuce is every other. So we know that it's going to, after every lettuce or bacon or tomato, there's going to be another lettuce, right? We're going to try and come up with the 10th, 11th, and 50th step.
50th.
Pay attention, because this is on the PSSA.
Okay. Raise your hand if you think you got the 10th step. All right. Did you say it's 5? Oh, here, we'll start with you. Can you say your name one more time? Jamil. What did you say it was, Jamil?
What I said to you?
For the 10th, yeah.
30.
30?
You said it was wrong because you don't multiply the step by by 3.
That's a good guess though, so I'm gonna leave it on the board. Because I bet you a lot of other people got 32. So let's go through these one at a time. First for 30. Why, I bet you a lot of people got 30. Why did we get 30? It has to be larger, true.
We did 10 times 10 times 30.
10 times 3. We identified the rate of change was 3, and we multiplied the rate of change times 10 to get 30. Right?
Lots of stuff that happens a lot.
Yeah, exactly. So let's, who got 28? What's your name again? Janaya. Janaya, why did you get 28?
Because I added 3, I kept adding 3 on each side of the figure.
Kept adding 3 on each side of the figure? That's right. Does anybody have any other answer for that?
Well, same thing, but it's just like, because it was already calculated. But what I did it from step 6, so after step 2, I just kept adding 3, like she said.
Kept adding 3. So, this is the right answer, 28. 28 is going to be the number, and here's why. You guys were right when you said the rate of change is 3, so we want to multiply by 3. But if that were to hold true, you can test it by looking at each step in the equation, right? For step 1, what's 1 times 3? 3. How many blocks are in step 1? 1, right? So if the equation is just multiplying 3 times the number of steps, it's not going to hold up for 1, it's not going to hold up for 2, it's not going to hold up for 3, so it's not going to hold up for step 10 either, right? So the equation is with the slope of 3, but that doesn't mean that it's as simple as just 3 times the number of steps, right? All right, what about step 11?
31.
31, right? Because we're just adding 3 to the one before. And then last, what about 50th? That one's a little trickier. Does anybody have any, we're going to do this together. Does anyone have any ideas for how we can try and find the 50th step? 48? That's your answer? Where did you get it from? Took a shot? 10? It's not 48.
How 10 is like?
Wait, so 11?
Yeah.
95.
Can you say it one more time?
95.
95? How did you get 95? One second. So you multiplied what times what?
I multiplied the next number times 3.
What's the next number?
Like, I did, like, after 20, I got 31, and I just kept adding 3.
Okay.
Adding.
You kept adding 3 until you got to 50?
Yeah.
That just seems like it would take a long time though. I feel like there's a faster way we could solve this equation without just adding it up 3 each time. Yes?
Can't you multiply, 31,
Multiply 50 and what?
31?
31? I like the idea of multiplication. I don't know if we should do 50 times 31. I don't get why 31 is what we're multiplying with. We would absolutely get the right answer if we just added 3 50th times, 50 times. But it takes a long time and there's a faster way to do it.
Is it 150?
150? That's a really good guess. Why did you get 150?
Yeah.
50 times 3, right? That makes sense, right? Because we're adding 3 each time. Our rate of change is 3. So,
But you just said don't do that.
It's 151.
well, we're really close right here. This is not the right answer, but this is the closest we've gotten right now. 151? Why do you say 151?
You start at 1 block.
You started at 1 block. That's right. So we started here. We started at 1 block. So, if we said our answer would be 151, then what would our equation be? Can you say that?
3 times x plus 1.
Plus 1. This is our first guess for our equation. What do we think? What do you think? Maybe? It looks promising. We've got the rate of change right. We've got the first block right. That's a really good guess. That's a good shot.
So they're wrong.
What?
That's wrong.
It is not the right answer, but it's really close. It's by far the closest we've gotten so far.
153.
We're on the right track though. We're getting there.
88.
So the easiest way to figure it out is we can just test it, right?
148.
For step 1, let's plug 1 into our equation. If we plug 1 into our equation, how many blocks do we get?
Is it 148?
148?
But will we be able to do it all ourselves?
I'm gonna get to it there in a second. But yeah. But how can, at this point, we need to be able to write an equation so we can get the 100th step, and the 1000th step, and the
How you get here?
20th step. And how can we identify an equation?
At the top column.
Okay, alright.
Subtracted 2 from 151.
Say it again.
Subtracted 2 from 151.
He subtracted 2 from 150. Let's try that out for here. So for the first step,
Where does a conservation,
subtract 3. If we plug in for 1,